What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I am back with my final list, my last top 10. These are my 10 favorite movies of 2024. I don't like to say best. Some of them might be the best, but I like to say favorite. These are the ones that I liked better than every other movie that I saw this year. These are the 10 best. I do have some honorable mentions that I'm going to go over really quick. I'm not even going to talk about them. I'm just going to give you the titles, and then I'm going to go into my list. So before I do, if you would please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. Go ahead and hit the bell icon. That way you get notified every time new videos drop. And if you can, give me a thumbs up down below and leave a comment. Give me your top 10 of the year. I want to know which 10 movies you loved or if any of mine made your list. All right, as far as my honorable mentions, like I said, not going to talk about the movies, just going to give you the names of them. My honorable mentions are going to be Air, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, American Fiction, Dungeons and Dragons, Sisu, Dumb Money, and The Killer, which was the latest from David Fincher. The only Netflix movie to make it anywhere near any of my list. I thought it was great. All right, so that being said, here are my top 10 of the year. So I saw about 115-ish new releases for 2024. I saw all the ones I wanted to the most. Here's what I came up with. My number 10 of the year is actually the only horror film on my list, and it was Talk to Me. So I thought Talk to Me was a very good horror movie. There's some scary parts, but more so unsettling than like really scary. Really, really crazy kind of gore, nasty. There's a few parts that are really hard to watch, very cringe-inducing, but I thought it was a great film. Definitely one I will look forward to watching again in the future. Did purchase it, so I thought that was a great movie. Easily my favorite horror film of the year, so that's my number 10. My number 9, surprise of the, probably, I know I did like most underrated earlier. This could have went in there, but really I loved it too much. And the most surprising movie of the year for me, Godzilla -1 from Toho. So this is Japanese Godzilla. It's not in English. It is about 80,000% better than the American Godzilla movies. And I like those movies. I like Godzilla. I liked Godzilla vs. Kong a little less. King of the Monsters, cool. Like, they're fine. They're good action, like action popcorn monster movies. But this one is like just a great film. Great human characters, unlike most of these American ones. Great human storyline. And Godzilla is an absolute, this is what he should be. He's an absolute monster. And he should be a monster. They kind of make him a good guy in all these American ones. He's always like defending Earth against other monsters. Not this one. Not this one. Godzilla -1. Definitely go see it. My number 8 is a movie called Poor Things. This is with Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, a director who I really have grown to love, Yorgos Lanthimos. I thought Killing of a Sacred Deer was great. I thought The Favorite was great. And this is another one. One of the best looking movies of the year. A lot of the scenes just look like paintings. They look like artwork. Fantastic. Emma Stone, probably going to get nominated for an Oscar. Could win. She's that good. It's such a weird, tough role. She excels at it, and the movie's hilarious, actually. It's very, very, very funny. Very weird, but very funny. Totally loved it. That's my number 8. My number 7, maybe higher on other people's lists, but for me, Oppenheimer is going to be my number 7. I did see this in New York in the big, huge, mega 70mm IMAX. It was great. I think Christopher Nolan assembled, of course, as always, a great cast. All the acting is great. Robert Downey Jr. is great. Cillian Murphy, fantastic in the lead. Emily Blunt, really great in her kind of smaller role, but fantastic. Looks amazing. No CGI in it. And it made almost $1 billion. So it's a Nolan movie. It's not his best. I might put it in his top 3. It's really great, but it is a 3-hour biopic. And good chunks of it are in black and white. So it's not going to be, I can understand people not loving it as much, and I can understand why people loved it more than me. So for me, it's number 7. Number 6 for me is going to be the latest from Martin Scorsese, and that is Killers of the Flower Moon. Another one, it's very long. However, Oppenheimer, I feel like I felt the length, like it felt 3 hours. This one for me, I know I was there for that long, but it didn't feel as long. I was so engrossed in the story they were telling. It is a very important movie, I think. It's a story that's not told much, and I'm glad they shed a light on it. I thought the performances here were also great. Robert De Niro, great to see him back acting well, even in his older age. And DiCaprio, not as one of his best roles, but he's still really good. And Lily Gladstone, fantastic. She's going to get some awards, I'm sure, too. At least nominations. All right, my top 5. Now, these movies are very me, I'll be honest. Just looking at the list, when I made the list and I really thought about it, if you know me, outside of this, you will know why these are my top 5. My number 5 is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I absolutely love this movie. I am a huge Turtle fan. You see the van right here. And I think I love the original live action movie. I really like all the Turtle movies except the third one. And even the Babe produced ones, I have some enjoyment with them. But I think animation is where they're best suited. And this movie is a ton of fun. They get the characters right. They actually feel like teenagers. It's funny. The animation style's cool. It's not quite Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, but it's like little kind of rough-edged cousin. So, but very cool, good voice cast. I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. My number 4 is going to be The Iron Claw. Now, this is an A24 film, a drama, amazing performances across the board as well. Zac Efron, really great in this. Didn't know he had it in him, but I'm very happy for him because I thought the performance was great. One that will definitely tug at your heartstrings. You will feel feelings. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of tears in my theater. When I went to watch it, I heard a lot of sniffles. So take a tissue box with you if you want to, but I thought the movie was fantastic, a great drama. My number 3, John Wick 4. Now, John Wick 4 is such a blast. I loved it when I first saw it, and I watched it twice at the theater, both times. Loved it. The action set pieces in this are absolutely insane. Yes, I think they're starting to, and I don't know if they're going to make more, but right now, they're at the over-the-top level. I think they're at their peak. You know, there's some moments where I'm like, okay, and this is a superhero movie. This is a little crazy. However, the action scenes are so well executed and well done and long and violent, and I loved them. So I thought that movie was great. I still think it's great, and I look forward to doing some kind of little marathon at some point of all of them. I've never really done like an all 4 John Wick marathon, so that'll be happening soon. My number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I loved Into the Spider-Verse, but this one is better. This movie takes what that movie did, okay, and then it takes all the good parts, and then it amplifies them even more. All the new characters are great. The animation style's still awesome. Soundtrack still awesome. Voice cast still awesome. But the storyline in this one, it is so engaging. It's very, I love, it feels like you're watching a comic book, right? More than a lot of the live action comic book movies tend to do. And then the ending, I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for this last one. I want to see how this wraps up. And my number 1 movie of the year, the one I never thought, I didn't even plan on seeing it. And then it ended up being my number 1. And that's going to be Past Lives. Ever since I saw it, I loved it. I watched it in an empty theater at like 11 a.m. or 10:30 a.m., like on a Tuesday. And I saw this movie and I was like, at first, I just liked it. Like when I left the theater, I was like, I like that movie. It was very good. Great performances. Love the setting. Love the dialogue. But then like the more I thought about it, like the further away I got from it, I was like, I think I love that movie. I'm pretty sure I loved it. I really want to rewatch it. I haven't yet. I'm just waiting for the right moment. But even still, without the extra rewatch, it is my number 1 movie of the year. Past Lives, another A24 movie. And I'm not the biggest A24, but they got 2 in my top, 3. Talk to Me was A24 as well. 3 in my top 10. That's the most ever in the history of any top 10 list I've done. So those are my top 10 favorite movies of the year. Talk to Me, Godzilla -1, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, The Iron Claw, John Wick 4, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and Past Lives. Again, let me know down below what were your favorite movies, if any of these made your list, or if you have a totally different list. Until next time, take it easy.